know that this idea of active listening is not a new phrase or maybe even a new concept for most of us, right? If you're watching this video, maybe you're in the midst of like your personal training certification. You know, you've gone through the human psychology chapter, so you've come across active listening and some of the strategies that these organizations are giving you. Or if you've been working with clients a little bit and you've had consultations, you know that that process of sitting down with them for the first time, you know it's important. But I also think many of us are not really that great at putting it into practice, because how do we do it, right? There's so much information out there. We could run a master class on body positions and postures and the eye contact we make and my tone of voice and how fast or slow I talk in order to build rapport with somebody. And these are all great, and they all definitely have a valuable place. But I think most of us could take our game to the next level with one very simple thing. And this is something that I feel like I've learned most, honestly, from the coaches that I work with. And that is the ability to sit and kind of rephrase what it is that a client has told you. And I know that sounds like kind of stupid simple, but think about it. Someone sits down, they're talking to you about some struggles, some issues, past success, whatever it might be. And for you in that conversation to be like, okay, cool, so what I'm hearing you say is, and to be able to kind of rephrase it in your own words. And I think it's really important and powerful for a few reasons. For one, if you're actually thinking about that, like you're like, hey, you know what? I want them to know that I not just hear the words they're saying, but I really understand what they're saying. I understand the emotions, where they're coming from. So I want to be able to kind of re-say what it is that they're talking about, just to make sure that I'm on the same page. Now, if you do that, you're not going to be thinking about, hey, what am I going to say next? You're not going to be thinking about, hey, I need to tell them about all these corrective exercise techniques, and I need to spew out all my knowledge, because most of us want to do that. But you're really going to be thinking about, okay, cool, let me really decipher what it is that they're saying, and let me be able to kind of say this back to them. And I also think it's important because it makes sure you're on the same page. Sometimes you might actually help them clarify what they're already thinking, right? They're trying to get something out, like either something that they want, maybe a goal, maybe a struggle, and you're able to kind of phrase it back, and they're like, that's exactly what I wanted to say, I just couldn't think of the words. And now all of a sudden they're like, boom, okay, great. Joe gets me. He understands me. He knows where I'm coming from. This is awesome, let's go. And then sometimes it might just clarify when you're not on the same page, and that you think you're hearing what they're saying, and you rephrase it back. You're like, no, it's not really what I meant. Which I think is great, because it makes sure there's no discrepancies. It makes sure that you understand where they're headed, what they're trying to achieve, and they really understand that like you're there for them on a level greater than just listening to the words they have to say. So sounds really simple, but I can tell you from my own experience, it's a very effective way to increase your skills when it comes to active listening. So give it a try, and let us know what happens.